Welcome to another episode of The Roofer's Den. I got an exciting episode for you guys here today. I got Virgil from V-Claims, roofing contractors. If you want to know how to maximize your claims, of course you can work with My Claims Care, but you've got to know how to get the most out of those claims, and that comes with getting the best estimates and the best supplements in the game, and that comes with V-Claims. So stay tuned. They're going to tell you every bit about how to do that with Virgil. V-Claims coming up. What is going on, Virgil? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing really well, man. Doing really well. Happy to have you on the show. I think you've got a unique perspective to add to our roofing contractors out there that are listening. For those of you who do not know Mr. Murphy, he runs a company called V-Claims, an exciting company that is helping roofing contractors with their estimates and with their supplements, an area of the business that is overlooked far, far too often. So maybe you can kind of fill in the gaps for me a little bit here. How did you get started in the industry? What exactly does V-Claims do? Just kind of give me a background of exactly how do we get to this point for you?
Thanks. And, also thank you for having me. I'm super excited. It's my first podcast. I super appreciate it, guys. Thank you a lot. So how I started in the industry, I moved back home in Indiana. Before that, I worked in like an office, and I began doing some little sales, contracting with the contracting company in Indiana. I was taught extremely bad. I wasn't taught the proper way, proper processes. It was just run out, get the job, burn and turn, boom, boom. And for myself, I was in the military for 6 years, so my integrity and stuff has shot up. And I do not like to do things wrong. And there's people that were obviously getting hurt because our process wasn't proper. So I started off as a contractor, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how I started in it. And V-Claims became a thing because I wanted to fix the things that I was taught wrong. So with V-Claims, a lot of things that we do is we do help companies like with their process. We go over different things with them. We'll help them if they have partial approvals, and how to go through different material, things like that. And then you asked a little bit more about V-Claims. We train also too, which is a big thing. So if contractors need a little bit of training on what's the proper way, what we should look for, within the insurance. Sorry, that's a big thing.
So help me understand a little bit, because you're not an average roofing contractor that we may have here on the Roofer's Den. Mm-hmm. So what do you do at V-Claims to help roofing contractors? If a roofing contractor is watching this, why should they contact V-Claims?
Okay. So one big thing is our knowledge in all the industries. I've ladder assisted. I have a license adjusting, so I've done ladder assisting. I've also done adjusting. That's huge. Our knowledge on all three scales is big. I'm able to talk with the contractor and kind of streamline the stuff that they're going through, and then also I can tell them maybe what the ladder assist is thinking or how he was taught, and also inform them on what the insurance company is going to do, how they're going to do it, and what they expect from you. I think that a lot of contractors just send stuff, to insurance companies and hope that they're just going to pay for it, but they have a manager they have to turn stuff into. So, you just want to give them everything that they need in their file, the photos, the documentation, whether it's a material letter from a manufacturer, all those different things. And with those things, that's what we've helped a lot of contractors do. We fixed that a lot for them. One of the guys I met in Pennsylvania, he, reached out to me and he stated, the last 10 jobs we got, 9 denied. I'm not sure why. And I went into his company and talked with him. He walked me through kind of what he does, and I realized, first thing I saw, he wasn't climbing the roof. So that's an issue when you're not climbing the roof. And he's not getting up there with the adjuster. And then from there, it just kind of blossomed into more. Now he has a solid process that he's going through. Also, understanding Xactimate's huge. That's a big thing. So one of the big things I see that contractors run into is that they see the adjuster, they put the line items on the actual the estimate, but they think it's correct. And then when they see their numbers later, they see that they've lost money. Mm-hmm. Not understanding Xactimate will ruin you, because Xactimate, for every item, they have like 3 different line items. Sure. There's 10 different pipe jacks in there, and every time they put the same one on there, but is your pipe jack lead? Is it the rubber / aluminum pipe jack? Any of those different things, and those things change the price. So with that, I also have we also do a lot of we have sheets that we send to the contractors, like literally every line item from Xactimate, so they can kind of see the price, see the different line items. So when they see the estimate and they're like, okay, cool, I've gone over the structure of the house and everything. I see that this is aluminum flashing, then you get, or sorry, not aluminum, but copper flashing, for that. And then you see that there's a copper line item that's $80 more than the normal flashing. So those are the big things that I see.
Help me understand this, because I want to walk a contract. Here's what I find when I go out there and I talk to roofing contractors, and you correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, the process for any roofing contractors, they go out to a home, they open a claim with the individual. Once that claim is open, they'll go back out there and they meet the adjuster. And then the adjuster will go and they're going to write their estimate and they're going to do their thing over with a desk adjuster.
Mm-hmm.
Some individuals will wait for that estimate to come back for either an approval, denial, or repair.
Mm-hmm.
Others will go ahead and write an estimate at the same time that insurance adjuster is writing their estimate, and they'll submit that simultaneously over to the insurance company.
Yep.
Starting right there in the beginning, what is your advice to a roofing contractor? Should they be submitting an estimate over to the insurance company, or should they be waiting for a decision from those individuals?
I think 100% you should always submit an estimate. Honestly, I roll up to most of my appointments with an estimate. And that's my notes, So my initial inspection, I go through everything. I barely look at damage, honestly. If I see it's there and I understand that insurance company, I don't look at the damage too much. I check the structure of the house because that's where the money comes in. You're not, you're not losing money off the storm damage like when they're writing an estimate that doesn't have every item. You're losing money because you don't know the structure of the home.
Help me understand that, though. 1 second. I want to kind of back you up there. You're going out to the home already with your estimate in mind. Is that because you're asking for your client to send you pictures of that home that they did on their initial inspection?
No, I just go out with it so I can go over it with the adjuster.
Okay.
You got to, sometimes, honestly, some of the adjusters that are in the game, they just started. They're fresh out of college and they've never actually climbed a roof. So you can't expect for an adjuster to understand the different types of flashings or a different type of pipe jack, or that you have to pull different things up. You got to remove the J channel, these different things. So if you have your estimate written up, you've done your notes on your initial inspection, you go in with that, you can talk to them about that.
How are you having that initial estimate? Are you doing an Eagle View? What are you doing on that?
Yeah, we order Eagle View.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering. Where are you getting that information from? So you're taking that, you're being proactive with your client is what you're doing.
Yep.
So your client, once they go in and they open up that claim, if they wanted to work with you, you would probably tag you within their system. Is that right?
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
So then what you're going to do is you're going to take that open claim, you're going to go ahead and order the Eagle View, get your information, and then you've got that information when you decide that you're either going to meet or send that adjuster something. You've kind of got your ducks in a row.
Yep. Got them already ready. Yep. Every time. I mean, there's no hesitation. I mean, you got to think also too, if you know a little bit more about supplementing, or if you understand supplementing, you want to save yourself time. You want to be able to spend time with your homeowner. You want to be able to give them customer service and stuff. And if you're writing your supplements and stuff after the job is done, I would say you're not prepared. So if you write that estimate, regardless if you give it to the adjuster or not at the beginning, if you write that estimate, you're also ready for your supplement. So when he sends his, you can literally just say, boom, he didn't put that, put that, put that, put that. Then you go write your supplement, it's ready. Now you're ready to move. As soon as the job gets done, boom, you can send it. You're not sitting there at the computer, You want to try to save yourself time, and that's what that does.
Understood. So, but you can't be out there at every single adjuster meeting. So is that something to where when you're doing, I'm assuming you do work remotely with some clients.
Yeah. So it'll be their salesmen that are going out. Yeah, for sure.
And you're giving that salesman that estimate that you wrote, giving them that ammunition to walk into that adjuster meeting with.
Yep. Every time.
That's powerful stuff, man.
They have a I let them know, like every company, for instance, Arizona Construction that I started working with in Connecticut. When we had our little, initial training, I said, have the file ready on your phone and then have the paper. So if the adjuster is, not trying to talk to you, he's a little annoyed or whatever, and you can't go through those line items with him. Hey, what's your email? Boom, send it. Especially when it's USAA or it's, travelers and stuff where they have a different type of email, not just an overall like a State Farm or something like that. Right. Get the email there. I mean, I think a lot of the contractors most of the time are chasing checks down and stuff like that. They don't have an email. They don't know who to contact. That adjuster appointment is not just to get it approved. That is your time to understand and get everything about that person that is running the claim. Even if it's a ladder assist, okay, what's the adjuster's name? They have that information. At least get her name. That way you can call and get that information,
Very good point. So if I'm understanding this correctly, I really want roofing contractors to understand the V claims process and what makes you different, because it starts in the beginning here when the claim is opened.
Yep.
That you guys are able to integrate with their system. You take that information. You guys are the ones who order that Eagle View. You get everything you need to know about that home. You're sending that estimate over to the if you're not meeting them out there personally, you're sending it over to their sales rep, so they've got ammunition walking into that adjuster meeting. They're not just walking in, you're going, okay, I'm just meeting the person for the fun of it.
Yes. Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. So we just stay in close contact, so they're able to, they already know what to do. So basically, I just completely take the insurance off their hands. Whether they tell the adjuster that they have someone in the background or not, that's not important. I mean, I'm their supplement guy either way. So when they leave that appointment, I mean, some adjusters kind of expect not even talk to the salesman anymore. So yeah, our process is to you tag me, let me know, hey Virgil, I need an estimate for this job. The adjuster appointment's next week or whatever the case may be, and then I send that. And if I see some things that are different about that job, I may specify, hey, talk to that adjuster about that copper. Make sure he sees that. Show him that the nail is through the flashing. I mean, per insurance, when the nail is through the flashing, it's damaged that insulation. So it has to be removed and replaced. So if you're checking those things, you don't have to go fight for it after. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a huge thing. I mean, flashing usually is about $2,000 easily on most houses. And that's usually what I get, paid for on supplements. And everybody's like, wow. But I'm like, if you would have just picked up that shingle and saw there was a nail through it or any of those different things, or took a picture or walked the adjuster to it, it would be fine. Don't let him just walk around and not see these things or assume that he sees these things. Show them. I got it on my estimate. This is how much linear feet it is. It's huge because it also shows them your knowledge and they respect you more.
Two questions for you about that, because I don't want to forget them here. If you're working with let's just say you're working with Nationwide Roofing in Georgia, and I'm using some example right here. Okay. When you submit that claim, that estimate on behalf of Nationwide, are you submitting it from V Claims, or do you do it to where it is from them, or does it just kind of depend on the contractor that you're working with?
I usually submit it from V Claims.
Okay, so you're submitting it from them. So you're a company that they are hiring, like a 1099 employee that they're bringing on to handle those estimates and those supplements.
Yep. But I do have, and that exactly, I usually send it from there. But some companies, we're able to move around. So if they want me to use their email, that's fine. So it does not matter.
Very key here, because one of the things I do with My Claims Care is we integrate with the company. When we make calls over to the homeowner, we are the Nationwide Roofing from Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think my roofing contractors out there that are listening to this, take heed to what Virgil is saying right here, in the terms of he can go ahead and be a chameleon. He can be a part of your back office team. So it's not some third party that has to be there. It can be an extension of what you're already doing in your back office. Am I hearing that right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
That's great.
I do have companies I have just an email of theirs, it's Virgil or info or supplements at.
Exactly. Second question that I had for you is, what mistake do you see contractors and sales reps make when they go out for that initial inspection with the adjuster?
Honestly, this is a big one that I take a lot of pride in when I teach this. Is I think they worry about damage too much. You got to think. I mean, usually we're doing 100 houses a year. You're probably checking 200 houses possibly a year that you're getting on top of. Damage. You understand damage. You understand State Farm. You understand. Allstate's probably going to pay for 5 shingles. You understand those things. And this is the reason that people lose money, is because they go looking for the damage to get the approval and not understanding what needs to be fully built. I mean, as a person with a construction company, we all assume that they know everything about the home. But, I talked to a contractor yesterday that didn't even know what a cornice strip and a cornice return was. Mm-hmm. And that's important. That's a couple $100 that they always miss on an estimate that we get supplemented. And that's a huge mistake. When you get on that roof, you see the damage. All right, tight. The next 20 minutes, your notes need to be flashing. What kind? Checking underneath the valley metal, seeing if that's there. Checking to see what kind of flashing, if it's lead on the chimney. Those things are important, because now when you go to that adjuster appointment, you're able to say, hey man, this is a lead chimney flashing. Can we make sure we get the lead line item on there? Mm-hmm. Not just the normal chimney flashing, or whatever the case may be. So it's just really big that what you're going out there for, your structural features, understanding the business fully. A lot of contractors honestly get into it for the money, and they just forget that it's an easy sell for them and all that free money coming in, and they don't think that they need to take it a little bit more serious about the build that they're doing.
Have you ever gone out and taught contractors, their sales reps, sat down and did like a a day session to teach sales reps what to look for when they go out to these homes?
Yes, I have done that, and this year we will be ramping up to do that more. And we have a couple places planned to go, and pretty much do like a 4 or 5 days with them. We're going to do some mock adjuster appointments. I'll be the adjuster. Come out, show up just like a normal, and we'll go through the whole thing. And we got a sheet for them to say what would you put on this for line items and stuff, and then we're going to go and train about like, hey, you did this wrong. This was copper instead of just regular aluminum. This was this. This was that. And just basically teach them all the features that they're missing on. And yeah, so we will be doing more traveling. It's the company's ran by me and my girlfriend, Claire, spoke to. So yeah, she climbs the roofs. She gets approvals too. It's a beautiful thing. So we'll be going out to teach all of that.
It just seems like a no-brainer. If you're a roofing contractor and you're struggling to get the most out of your claims, why you wouldn't call V Claims and just go, hey, Virgil, come on out here, man, for a couple days. Teach my guys what you know. That way, when these guys go out there, I'm getting better pictures. I'm getting better stuff sent back to my estimators, even if they're going to keep it in-house. Even if they decide for the time being, hey, listen, I've got an estimator. They're my in-house person. I've used them forever. I'm not going to switch. But that person may not be getting the most information from those sales reps out there. They may not be getting the pictures they need to be the best at their job. I'm sure you see that quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, one of the things I always ask contractors is how many times do you go out to get a picture on the house? And they're like, man, too much, and that's one of the biggest things I push. Pictures. I mean, take them. It doesn't take long. It's a couple things you got to check, and you click it. If you have a CRM, you're already in that app. If not, take them on your phone, select them all. Boom. It behooves you to do that if you want to make the money that you're, speaking about. And also that is how you take care of your homeowner fully. That's how you give them all the customer service, and you make sure that they're fully indemnified on the claim.
And so if somebody is going to go ahead and use V Claims, which I think is a strong idea, not only for you, but for them, they would contact you. You go out there, maybe you work with their in-house estimator, you work with the sales reps out in the field, you teach them what to look for, because that eagle view is not going to sometimes see everything. Exactly. You're going to need somebody out there, like you say, that is willing to get on the roof and take the pictures that are necessary to see everything. Is that correct?
Yep, roger that.
And so what I would suggest to my roofing contractors, and I can think of a few, when we get off this podcast, I think there's a few of mine that could benefit from this, is just having you come out there, you and your girlfriend, to take a look at this and go, how can we make you better at writing estimates internally? And then how can we provide your guys in the field with the tools they need and the knowledge they need to get the right pictures and the right information back to my in-house team or over to V Claim so that we can write the optimum claim for you?
Yes.
So let's kind of continue with the process here. Okay. So you guys go ahead and you submit your claim. Obviously they're working, their desk adjuster is doing their thing, and they come back and let's just say we get an approval to go ahead and move forward with the roof. The roof is being put on. We move to production. What are you doing while the roof is in production? Are you asking for your clients to send you pictures? Are you being tagged in their system and looking at the pictures they submit? How does that process work with the supplementation now that we're moving into?
Okay, so I wait for them to send their picture. They'll let me know, hey, Verge, pictures are in for the supplement. Okay. But what we do is we have our CRM set up and we put all our notes in. So we prepare our supplement, which we already see what's needed to be added, and we get prepared for whatever the contractor says they had to add, whether it's plywood or we had to add some fascia or a gutter apron or something like that. And we just prepare ourselves with that so that we're able to send everything right away. Once we wait on the contractor, we're there for them. So we're not like actually doing anything until they tell us to move. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So all I do is get all my notes together, get my estimates together. Hey, Verge, we're ready. Boom, send everything in. Just a smooth process. We pretty much, honestly, we stick with whatever you already are doing, the contractor's doing, and we come in and just tweak the couple things that need to be fixed. Like, take these extra pictures, get this prepared, or, make sure you cover these points when you're at the adjuster appointment and stuff like that.
So there are contractors, though, who have no idea how to write a supplement or how to get money for a supplement. Mm-hmm. Can you speak to those individuals? What are some of the basics that they need to understand about supplementation? If they have no idea, they've never supplemented a job before, and they're out there are people that haven't. what would you advise those individuals to get started with a supplement? Obviously, to contact you, but what kind of pictures, what are the basics that they need to be looking for as they rip off and they move that roof to production?
Code items and extra material.
Okay.
So literally just, I don't know, like if, they have somebody in the office or whatever the case may be, but when you're writing that work order, if there's a line item that you put on your work order that is not on that estimate, have that prepared. That's going to help you with your supplement because that's the extra stuff, starter, ridge cat, stuff like that. And code items, have that ready. Those are the biggest things. That's what I look for every time. I look right at the estimate to look at code. If I don't see those items, boom, 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 boom. And if I see that they don't have, Valley Metal or something like that on the house, I'll write that down. So those are the things that you want to look for every time to make sure you're supplementing properly.
Very good point. Now, supplements are oftentimes looked at as the profit for roofing contractors, as you know. They take it very seriously, all right? And I think that, I know you're a very humble person, but you're now you're now international, and you're now doing work in Canada, you're doing work in the United States. Do you familiarize yourself with the laws and the code in the area that you are providing supplements for?
Oh yeah. Whenever I get a call from a new state or anything like that, I go through all their codes. I go through it like thoroughly, big time. And we have a system that we have set up that has all the codes. We put all that stuff into Xactimate, and it's uploaded in there. That way, whenever I say if I put flashing and I just feel like that insurance company is not going to understand the code or they're asking for the code, click it, boom, and it goes right underneath the supplement. So that way everything is ready to go. There's no questions. Again, I have everything ready for the adjuster so that he can turn it in and not have any issues from his manager.
That's great stuff, man. Because I get that question all the time. Obviously with My Claims Care, when the supplement is approved, we fund our clients for that supplement. Okay. But I get the question all the time. People ask us if we will write the supplement. I know I'm trying to work here, working a deal here with you and your team to start working with our clients to help them with that supplementation, to help them with the estimate. And I hope we'll be able to come to a partnership here very soon. But that question always comes from contractors because, just like you, we work with contractors all over the country. And they ask, well, are you familiar with my area? Are you familiar with the codes of my county or my state? Or even in your case, what my country? And that's something that they worry about because the supplement is their profit in some cases. Maybe sometimes they haven't pushed things on the front end like they should. They've gotten the RCV, which covers their cost and a little bit more, but they're looking to make $2,000 to $3,000 or more on that supplement, and that's going to be the money that pays the bills and helps the company grow.
Yep.
And I think that's just essential for our contractors to know who work with My Claims Care. Or are thinking about how do I improve my supplements, that V Claims is up to date on what is going on in your area. They understand how to use Xactimate to get the most out of those estimates, the most out of those supplements. Would you agree?
Yep. I can guarantee you we're up to date on everything. Like for instance, I just posted the other day the new codes that are coming into Florida. I'm sure a lot of people contacted me about that. They had no clue that January 1st that starts. Simply, like I said, I don't chase down every state because I never know if I'm gonna be working in all the states. But the states that I'm close to, I'd have thoroughly checked, and I understand whether their codes and stuff are state codes or if they go down to counties, different things like that. So I mean, yeah, we're always up to date on those things. I mean, it's not that hard to do that. I mean, if you want to succeed in this industry, I mean, that's just the paperwork. I mean, that's the bookwork you got to do. Honestly, it's extremely exciting to know those things because a lot of times I know contractors feel bullied by adjusters, but when you tell an adjuster something that he didn't know, it turns out differently. Promise you. You get a lot more respect.
So I want to tell you, speaking of respect and speaking of, I know you just said, you posted some stuff. I've been very impressed with what you've posted on Instagram. You continue to post your estimates and your supplements out there to show people what you're capable of doing. Do you feel a level of pressure there? I mean, because you're putting yourself out there, showing people, hey, man, I'm not just all talk. There's more action behind this. How does that's got to push you and motivate you to be better?
Yeah, it does put pressure on me.
Sure.
And, shout out to Deshaun, Roof Hustler. He's been my mentor on that. I'm not a big camera guy. I'm not a big, put my whole life out there online. So he's been my mentor, helping me do that more. So, yeah, it's some pressure for sure. but I 100% can back it up because I mean, I don't have a crazy dog in this fight. I'm here to help truthfully. So I'm not boosting estimates to get more money and have adjusters be like, what the heck? This is stuff that they're truthfully missing. I mean, on a daily basis, I train adjusters on the phone. Like they call and, they're like, oh, what is a venting ridge cap? And I'm like, it's not the same as a ridge cap. And it's also $5 more than a ridge cap in Xactimate. So we want to make sure we get that paid for the proper way. So a lot of times, I mean, it's a lot of pressure, but I can handle it. And I just try to put my game face on and keep going. I know the information. I just try to breathe a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of pressure, but I'm gonna continue to do it as much as I can.
Roof Hustler, man, that guy gets it.
Man, I mean, perfect. He literally has when I saw his stuff, literally the other side of what he's doing is me, 100%. I mean, he's training the guys exactly like, I mean, when I was going to his class with them, he was bow hitting every point. He was like, hey, call the adjuster with your homeowner. Boom. I was like, dude, I preach that every time. You should never leave that house without calling with them. Never have them go tell the insurance, oh, they said something about wind or they said hail or something. No, you got to understand that's not their industry. They're not going to be able to explain it. They have kids that have a life. They may call tomorrow. They're going to forget a lot of that. And you want the insurance to understand what's going on. And also you want to give customer service. So you sit there and call with them. He hit on that point, boom. He also hit on the point, have an estimate ready before you go to a job. And I almost cried when he said that. I was just like, oh. I was like, man, and I also preach that that's in my course. Literally is have an estimate ready. Whether you show it to them physically or you just say, hey, what's your email and send it to them. When you do that, you also help them realize some of the stuff that they would have missed. If they were going to just put a normal pipe jack and then, you put a copper pipe jack or copper boot or something like that random.
Be overlooked, yeah.
Like, oh, snap, I do remember that. You got to, they're doing so, I mean, these guys, I mean, within a month of being an adjuster, you can have 200 claims. I mean, you're just trying to get it going. You're just trying to go. So you're not actually trying to critique every job like you did at the beginning. So help them. If you do that, I also can print out it. I can also get an ESX file and send that to the adjuster. All he has to do is drag that to Xactimate. Everything goes in there. All he has to do is put his name on there.
I remember I was at a presentation for RRCA and Roof Hustler. We sitting there in the presentation. I'm like, man, this guy could give my presentation right here for me. Everything that the man knows. But I'm excited because I'm going to have him on the podcast in a couple of weeks. I was just talking with him yesterday, and an incredible individual, very motivating, understands the industry in and out, not just the sales side, but the customer service side.
Big time.
So let me talk a little bit about that, your communication with your customers, okay? How does that work for V-Claims? I understand that you're being tagged in because with their CRM, which is exactly what we do with My Claims Care. We want to be an extension of your team. You're tagging us in on the job, whatever point that, we decide as a team that we need to be tagged in. But are you in communication with the sales reps? Do you do monthly meetings? Do you do any kind of reports for them to show them what you're doing for them day in, day out? How does that communication work?
So I'm on group chats with them. So whenever I get supplements back, I'll say, hey guys, I got a supplement back. Boom, boom, boom. This is what it is. Keep up the good work all the time. And then also in the CRM for their records, I also put, the original job costs, my estimate costs, my overage, the insurance overage when it comes back, and the final job total. Upload all their estimate, the new estimate from the adjuster, and also let's see the other. Oh, and then when we send our invoice every at the end of every week, it does show all the numbers across. So
I don't want to dive too much into that, but I think for a contractor who listens to this, they're going to be interested to know you don't do this for free. Obviously, you're a for-profit business.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into the percentages or the numbers or exact, but can you tell a little bit about how you do charge for your service without disclosing too much? Of course, I know you've got to talk to the individual contractor, but can you tell a little bit about how that works so they understand?
Yeah, so I definitely talk with them to kind of understand their business before we actually get a percentage or anything.
Okay.
But if, per estimate that they would want. So if they're like, hey, Verge, the insurance adjuster asks for our estimate, or they ask for 3 estimates, you want to have an Xactimate estimate there for that. They say, I just want to have one ready for the job. I charge per that estimate. If you just need a supplement only, I do not charge for the estimate I originally write because I believe I'm going to get you money back. I only charge for what I get you back, like what I get, your overage that I receive from the insurance company.
And do you get a percentage of that you bring in?
Yep. And a percentage of the estimate that I originally write also. And
it's a no-brainer to do it that way because you've got to have skin in the game. I have seen estimators, I have seen guys who write supplements who do it on a per, like a flat rate. And I've always thought that that can't be the best way to go about doing it because that's not motivating to the person who's writing that supplement.
Yeah.
Because they've got to have skin in the game to get the most for you because that gets the most for them. So in my talks with you, I know that we had a talk last week. I thought that was the right way to go about doing things to help your client and to prove, hey, listen, man, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm only eating what I kill here. I'm not just getting paid, $400 flat fee or some crap like that. That, hey, what I get for you, there's going to be the most in it for. What I get for myself, that's more for you.
Yep.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and it's important. I mean, so I started doing this in Maryland in February. Me and my girlfriend, officially got the LLC and everything started in August. And my first client that I got, and this is in I think May or so, the guy is like, hey man, I got a construction company, can you possibly help me supplement on this? State Farm with them $15,000 for this apartment building. He sent me all the photos and stuff and I immediately lit up. And I wrote an estimate at $27K. And I still one of the things I show in every one of my contractors is a voicemail from State Farm with the lady calling me back. And she said, hey, Verge, we got your email for your supplement and everything. So, you did write yours at $27K. We came back at $26,000. So I got him $11,000 more. At that time, I realized I can't charge a flat fee. I have to charge a percentage because in my opinion, like the contractor should know these things and he missed out on these things. So I would like more rather than a flat, fee.
Sure.
And I don't think it's unfair or anything, but getting someone $11,000 more, kind of important,
It's not unfair at all. I mean, but then again, I think that if you're doing that flat fee model, which I see people do, as well as I do, you may not have looked at that estimate or a person. And I'm not saying you wouldn't, but your average person out there would not have looked at that as closely. Maybe they wouldn't have found the $11,000 because they know, hey, listen, I'm just going to do the bare minimum. I'm going to get my 400 and that's going to be that. Yeah. But for me, when I look at what you guys are doing, which I think is the reason that you're taking over so many different states, and like I say, now a different country, it's because you give a crap, because you're passionate about what you do with supplements and estimates. And I would tell my roofing contractors out there, you can put on a great roof, be passionate about what you do, but work with people like V Claims who are passionate about getting you the most money for the job. Because if you put on a great roof, that's wonderful. But now we've got to find a way to make it a profitable roof for you. And that starts with the estimate and ends with the supplement. And we've got to make sure we're getting the most out of that. And I'm sure you've seen it now where you step into a company and they think they're getting a lot, but they're leaving so much on the table, man.
Yeah, it's happened.
And that's sad because if you're struggling out there, and I know there's a lot of our roofing contractors that with my claims carry that we step into, and they're doing 7 to 8 roofs a month. And they're doing okay, but they're not making the money that they want to make. Yeah. And so we help them obviously when it comes to cash flow. But as far as making more money per job that they do, they need to be working with someone like V Claim so they can maximize what they're doing per job.
Yeah. I mean, we truly care, and that's the thing. We are in there with the contractor. I mean, if you ask any of the contractors I work with, yesterday I was on the phone for 30 minutes with one of the salesmen talking about 2 different jobs that he has and the issues and how we should approach the adjuster. When I was a contractor, I had a lady call me. Okay, so I knocked on her door. It was during the hailstorm. Everyone in the neighborhood, I had probably 20 houses in that neighborhood. She didn't want to work with us. And she ended up going with another contractor and they put this bat tarp on her house and literally water flooded through her kitchens and stuff. And she called me crying. And I took that. I mean, I wasn't V Claims at all at that time, but I worked it. I mean, I was studying online. I was getting on different forums, and I was like, "Oh, so this is how I should handle this. How I should handle it." And she, after hearing her cry, I mean, the excitement. She got me a gift and more things at the end of this, and I didn't need any of that, but it felt way too good. So we care about the contractor and everything. We don't want to just say, "Here's an estimate, and go do this, contractor." We want to actually give you the notes and the stuff that you're wondering about to go at it, the proper way to approach it, also still giving customer service, which is the biggest thing. That's all we care about is that homeowner, so we're all the way in there with them. And you can call us at any time. We're going to get on the phone like, hey, what's the company? State Farm. I would handle it like this. I would do it this way. Tell the homeowner, pull their claim, whatever the case may be.
Are you talking to the homeowner, or are you just working with their back office and the sales rep? What's their process like there with the homeowner?
I have talked with a couple. We spoke with like two yesterday, and that's when I do that. That only comes in when we're chasing down a check.
Of course.
So, and it's hey, I've sent an email and a couple follow-ups. The insurance isn't responding. Can you give them a call? And what I still do at that time is three-way. So I say, hey, I'm going to call right now if that's fine with you, or we can schedule a call. I'm gonna three-way them. You get into the in, and then I'm going to call them. Say, hey, did you see my email I sent? I've sent 3 or 4 please advises. I'm not getting a response. For instance, USAA, all cap, haven't been getting responses for any. Like, got 20 of them or so out there. I had to contact the CEO and the executive of claims to get everything to work out. I don't think many people will take that extent. They'll let that check sit there. I had to go to the CEO to get all these things approved. And that's huge.
Right.
We to the end. We went to the top to get this taken care of. And that's important. And we just care. I mean, it's not a matter. We wake up and this is what we do.
Do you find that supplement check, you've done your job, you do a great job on your end, it's still the hardest check for the contractor to get from the homeowner, even after it's released? Is that a difficult check for contractors to pick up and get to the bank account?
Yeah, it can be, especially depending on how build and stuff has gone. But in my class, I do talk about a couple of things that you can have make sure that you get the check sent to you instead of the homeowner, or your name is on the check also. So there's different things that you can have in your contracts, which is really important, that can allow you to just get checks sent to you. So it may be, sometimes you'll get the first check from the homeowner, but once the job is done, we sent everything in, the insurance just sends it to you, like that. So it's different ways to streamline it for sure. And that is probably one of the hardest parts, especially when the homeowner sees that you got more money added on there, because some people believe that's their money, and you gotta let them know, no, our person went and got us more money because this is what they meant.
Yes. So, that's one of the things with My Claims Care. When we originally started My Claims Care, we were just funding the RCV. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to you about it last week. What we began doing about a year ago was when that supplement check gets approved, funding that for the contractor as well, because we were seeing the same stuff. Yep. Time in, time out, that thing gets approved, it gets released by the insurance company, and then they have problems tracking it down. It goes straight to the homeowner. Homeowner cashes it because they think it's their payday. And then, they have trouble getting that money. So we said, hey, listen, let us be the ones who track that money down. Yeah. Let us be the ones who deal with that check. You just go ahead and work with a company like V Claims and get that thing approved for the most money possible. And then we'll put the money right in your account.
Yep. And, it's really important too, also, and it's another thing that I teach in my courses at the beginning. I mean, being transparent with your homeowner will make that easier at the end. You know what I'm saying? It's not, hey, I'm just going to get you approved and, we're going to get you a new roof and I'm going to work with your adjuster. It's, hey, I see damage up there. In my opinion, I truthfully think that we should get this fixed. Call with them. And if you're calling with them, if you're there with them, that's the thing, is like, when it's a busy storm, you don't have that time with the homeowner that you would like. And that's the truth. You can't be a salesman. You don't really get to sit with them because you're on this roof, 10 roofs a day. You ever signed in this contract, da, 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 da. Yeah. That's why people call me, because I take that insurance stuff off their hands so they can focus on their homeowner, focus on that stuff. Because, sometimes a homeowner will feel some type of way if they haven't spoke to you in a while and you're trying to just pick up a check. But if you reached out, called the insurance with them, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm really busy. I'm not going to be able to talk to you for a while, but look, we got everything ready. The job's going to get done. If you need anything, just let me know. Now they know you're not going to talk to them. It's just like if you got a girlfriend you haven't called in a while, she's going to be upset with you. You know what I'm saying? They still will feel that way. Like, where you been? I got $4,000 extra on here. Where have you been? Sometimes they don't even check their mail. I've had that so many times. Comes in an unmarked piece of mail. I've had people literally have it been sitting in their mail pile for 3 months and they had no clue. That is that's huge, because that means you have lost your communication with that homeowner. If you're working with me, you're able to focus on that homeowner because you're not freaking out about every insurance claim. Oh, did I email this guy? Oh, did he respond? Oh, that stuff is hard to keep up with. If you don't got a CRM or something like that as a salesman, you don't know where anything is. That's why most companies that contact me are have 100,000 on hold, 100K on hold, literally. I don't know where this money is. I don't even know who I'm missing money from. They just don't know, because they're just boom, 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 boom.
Well, I think it comes down to setting the expectation in the beginning. And this is a mistake that I'm sure you see and I see constantly from roofing contractors that we deal with. They don't set the expectation when they sit down with their customers at the dining room table.
Mhm.
And this is the advice that I give, is that you better make sure that when you open that claim, you don't just have them sign a contingency agreement and walk out the door,
Yes.
and go, okay, well, listen, we'll be in contact with you and we'll see about getting this thing approved. That is the time when you've got to start setting the expectations and make yourself the expert in the room.
Yes.
Hey, listen, these are the next steps you're going to have. You're responsible for this deductible. Once we get this approved, you got to have confidence in yourself and you and your company and what you're going to be able to accomplish for that homeowner. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to be submitting an estimate over to the insurance company, and their adjuster is going to be submitting one as well. Don't worry. I'm going to meet them out here, and I'm going to walk and show them all the damage to ensure we get this approved for you.
Mhm.
Once we go ahead and put the roof on, you're going to start to get multiple checks, okay? Don't worry. I've got a team over at My Claims Care that's going to be able to help you with that. So there are things you've got to prepare that homeowner for through the process. And at that time, when they're doing the production, you better be in contact with them to let them know, hey, there are some things we couldn't see.
Mhm.
We ripped off the roof. Now we know there's going to be a supplement check that's going to be coming.
Yep.
Prepare that homeowner for that supplement check.
Yep.
Because if you don't, that's going to be, like you say, you're going to lose contact with that individual. And you're going to have to go chase down that money a month later. And no sales rep wants to go back out to a house they haven't spoken with in over a month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you open yourself up for, well, you know what? There's this one problem over here, this leak, and there's this. I want you to fix this before I give you the check. I'd feel more comfortable. When people go through that process, and they don't make the expectations known from the beginning. When that contractor doesn't let the homeowner know that there's going to be multiple checks that are coming, that they are responsible for the deductible, that supplement check is for the contractor, that those are costs that they incurred with that build. It's not a check for them to say, oh, I made $2,000 on this roof deal as a homeowner. No, those are costs that we incurred as a contractor. And I want to let you know that check's going to be coming down the road.
Mhm.
If you've got to set those right expectations with your homeowner. But I see too many sales reps that just want to get that contingency agreement and they just want to get out of there and then let somebody else handle it for them.
Yep. You got to be transparent with your homeowners. I mean, that is the biggest thing. I mean, my homeowners, I've had hotel rooms at casinos bought for me and all this different things because I literally treat them like almost like my family. I mean, I truly treat them like a family member. It's important to me that they see that I'm there for them. I've heard horror stories of homeowners. Yeah, this contractor came through our neighborhood and screwed us all over. Had a State Farm call back in over the summertime, back in September, because of a storm in Delaware. That a contractor came out and just basically 30, 40 houses took the checks, gone. It's huge to be transparent with your homeowner. They have to understand what they're going to be doing. They got to understand on your contract. You should always have the dollar amount that the insurance is paying for, or of the job that you're doing, plus supplements. Because when you say that, the insurance is also going to say that, and the homeowner won't question it. You got to definitely be transparent, like you're saying. You got to say those key words. You can't go to the house knowing about supplements and not tell the homeowner about it, because then exactly what you're saying, they think they got $2,000.
Exactly.
Yours.
Completely understand that, and that's where I think there could be a great partnership between us. Because when you get paid, I'm sure is when that supplement check reaches the contractor, right?
Once it's approved and they let me know that they're sending the check out, they pay me. I'll bill that week. But I mean, the check, I get the full confirmation that the check is being sent to the homeowner.
And see, that's where I think that me and you could have a partnership in the future. I'm looking forward to it. Is once we get that approval, not only are you getting paid, but how about the contractor gets paid too?
Yes.
How about they never have to go chase down that check ever again or send a sales rep back out to the house?
Yep.
Because we've been in contact with them, you've been in contact with them, and the sales rep is just focused on selling more roofs.
Yep. I have something that you can add to your process right now that'll change someone's life, that the last check comes to you. So you don't even have to worry about going to the homeowner again. So it's a simple call. Hey, thank you. We received the check. Everything's good to go. If you need anything, let us know. So,
direct deposit the money right over to the contractor, and everybody's good, man.
Yeah, you send it. There's different things you can do, and it's simple, and it just blows my mind sometimes, because I feel like if you're gonna come into an industry and you're about to want to be the big man on campus, you need to take these things serious. I mean, you need to go figure out what the insurance is doing, and again, like I said earlier, what makes V Claims different from Balance or Max Claims or any of that is that I have actual physical hands in on every industry. I mean, I've done ladder assisting for months. I've done adjusting. I've check claims in different states. So I know what the adjuster is going to say before they even say it. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing.
So tell me this, there's going to be contractors out there that are interested in getting started with V claims.
Mm-hmm.
How do they contact you? What is the process to get you started on an estimate and supplements for a contractor? Can you walk me through that process of onboarding V claims into a contractor's process?
So right now, if you were to go, obviously on social media, my email and stuff and phone number is on there. We're working on getting the website up, so then it'll be a little bit easier to find us online. Other than that, yeah, you can call me, you can email me, you can contact me on Instagram, you can contact me on Facebook, whatever the case may be. There's still a lot of stuff that we're getting set up. You know, we didn't expect to blow up as much as we did, this fast, because we didn't put any marketing or anything out. It's just me. I've just been blabbing, talking, and so we're still trying to get all those things kind of going, get the website and everything, so we can, we're even trying to, rebrand our logo and everything, because everything was so, original and just kind of just started off. We just wanted to get a name out there. So yeah, you can contact me any kind of way. I mean, if you see me on social media, message me.
Sure.
Fine. That's a thing.
And that's what I would tell people. Follow V Claims on Instagram. You will see Virgil and his team putting out material in their story, showing you the estimate, showing you the supplements that they've done, the successes that they have had for their clients. And so they would contact you. Do you do like an onboarding call with those individuals to get to familiarize yourself with the company? Do you go out there and meet with them? How does that onboarding process take place?
So my girlfriend will, talk with them first and kind of find out more about their company, and then schedule a call, because it's not, hey, I just need an estimate, because I can't guarantee I'm gonna get paid just for writing you an estimate. So, if you want to be with V Claims, we will, want to have you come into the company, and we want to come into your company. And we don't even have to talk for a year, but whenever you need an estimate, at least I'm there, So, she'll talk with you, kind of find out your company, a little bit more information and everything like that. And then I'll call and we'll go over everything that, I'll be doing for you and how you would want me to work with you and do it for you. Because we're Malibu. We'll work with you. It does not matter. I don't mind. As long as you allow me to do what I'm supposed to do, I don't care if you want me doing the inspections for you. If I'm in the state, I'll get on every roof for you. I don't mind. So, that, and I literally do that now. I mean, I climb roofs for a bunch of companies and do re-inspections and, tarping and stuff like that too. So, whatever you may need me for, I mean, we're 100% there. I got a team, 2 guys coming, very soon to Maryland also too. So we're about to get bigger. I have people contacting me, trying to figure out how they can work with me, like work for V Claims. Mm-hmm. So we're hopefully going to be able to expand across like the states a little bit more, to where we can actually, be hands-on, because I think the biggest thing that I've been able to do is, like you said earlier, like, do I go out and travel and meet people? The couple companies I got to touch base with, I mean, immediately they did better. It's just literally being able to see that. And also the mock adjuster appointment is huge, because you don't get to have that time with an adjuster ever. Usually they're being to you, or they're trying to get out of there, or whatever the case is. So with that mock adjuster appointment, trust me, I come out full adjusting. Like, I don't want to see the house before. I don't want you to tell me, hey, Verge, I need an estimate. Like, I want you to say, like, I'll get an estimate written for you. But mostly what I do is the sheet. You write down what you think is needed on the house. And then I come out and do that full appointment. And then after that, I mean, they handle the appointments easy. Greatly after that, Mm-hmm. Most people are scared, or they're passive about it, or they let the guy bully them. Adjusters say, don't get on the roof. No. You're there to represent that homeowner. Tell that adjuster, go home. Reschedule it then. You can't let them do those things. I'll literally come out there on my mock appointments and be like, don't climb the roof, and wait for them to tell me it's okay. Because then I'm going to say, that's why you lost this job. This is why you're not going to get your supplement paid for, because he knows he can bully you.
That's right. And I think that a lot of contractors out there are getting bullied right now without even knowing it.
Oh,
and they're losing money each and every day. So
Mm-hmm.
I would challenge the contractors who watch the Roofers Den here, who work with My Claims Care, to call V Claims, get them to come out there, take a look at your processes and what you're doing. Everything you've heard today is all about process with V Claims, then integrating to what you're already doing, and then making it better. Yep. You've got nothing to lose by V Claims coming out there, understanding what you're doing, showing you ways that you can improve on what you're already doing out there in the field, helping your sales reps, your back office become more knowledgeable on the laws and how to maximize each claim.
Yep.
So what I would challenge people to do is give you a call, find you on Instagram, and get you out there to start training some of these individuals so they can start getting the most money possible.
Yep.
Obviously, with My Claims Care, we can get you paid sooner. But if you want to get paid more money, this is the man right here that you need to talk to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Also want to let you guys know, I mean, if you have a supplementing team already, I will train that team. You know, I don't have to be your guy. I will come. I will obviously charge like everyone does, but I will train that team. So if you have your wife that wants to do it or something like that, that's fine. I will train them and teach them the process. And guess what? Contact me if you need anything in the future. I'm going to let them know what forms to get on Facebook-wise so that they can get the updates that I get. I'm going to let them know where I get my codes from. I'm going to let them know everything. You've seen my estimates, right? Did you see those? Oh, you didn't receive the
Well, I've seen your estimates.
Oh, yeah. So you see how detailed they are, how I have the beginning and stuff. So, you know, they'll get the full training on it. So, I mean, don't hesitate. I mean, honestly, we're a growing business. You can contact me for anything because I don't know what else I can do. I mean, I probably can do more. So, you got a supplement team, contact me. If you need me in your back pocket, contact me. If you need, you know, to put a group chat together so I can talk with your salesmen so they can throw questions in there, let me know. You know, I want to help. My biggest thing in our company's V Claims' biggest thing is that we want to get rid of the insurance company and how they're treating their homeowners. You know, these people pay these people's salary. They pay their company. You know, the reason that they're able to have the business meetings and all these crazy things that they do is the homeowner. You know, I just care about that homeowner because I think about myself. When I do own a home, I'm getting on the roof with that adjuster. You know, he's gonna be mad when he sees me there. But like, I don't like to know that, you know, they take advantage of other people. I mean, I've had instances, man, I've gotten so mad at insurance companies and hung up on when the adjuster gets there, I jump out the car and I'm immediately mad. I've had, like, you know, elderly people get told that their roof is not going to get replaced because it's too old. But guess what, insurance company? When did you give them this policy? And did you have any pictures from the original appraisal? Because if we don't have any of that, you've insured that old roof. You got to pay for it.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't matter. And I don't play that. You know, you can't take advantage of people. That's not cool. You know, it's not okay. So that's a huge part of it, you know. So yeah. So V-Claim, I mean,
I'll tell you, man, one thing I love about you, man, is your passion for the industry. You know, you've got a passion for helping people, for helping contractors and homeowners alike, for helping the contractor maximize the most out of their company and get the most they can and streamlining the process for them. And then ensuring that the homeowner gets a good quality roof and that they're taken care of by the insurance company that they're paying premiums to. And I love that passion that you got right there. I've got to end on that right there. Any final words you'd like to tell anybody about V Claims? Anything at all you want to tell them about your company or you as we kind of end it here?
Yeah, I mean, contact me at any time. If you have any questions, I'm open to whatever it may be. If you ever give us a call, like I said, our information is on Instagram, and we'll have the website up hopefully within the next month. You can call, you'll get my girlfriend on the phone, and she can help you. And then some, you know, to an extent before I have to come in. So we may have to schedule a call, but reach out, you know, Zoom calls, any of that stuff. I'm down to do any coaching. Reach out to the Roof Hustler because I'll be doing supplementing in his class. So if you just want to get a full slew of everything and become the best contractor in the game, I'm be in that class also too. And you know, if you're doing anything with My Claims Care, I will be on the backside of that also too. So you'll already have me involved. So honestly, if you're listening to this call, this is probably the best way you're going to maximize on every single thing that you're trying to do. I mean, getting your checks paid for at the end, receiving your checks if you need to, just fully receiving them, understanding what's going on, and also how to door knock, how to do any of that. It's huge.
I love it, man. I'm looking forward to working with you in the future, and I hope that everybody listening to this gives you a call, finds you on Instagram, and begins working with you because it's a no-brainer. It's a smart move, and I hope they do that very soon. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on another episode of The Roofer's Den. Have a great day, everybody.